Hello, welcome to day 16 in this creating a PHP web framework series, and this is part 1 in the blog feature. So actually before we do that, I noticed a bug in the application. So by default the default view is home, which can be seen here. I mean the default controller is home, and then the views is within like these different folders. So the default one will be index. But if we just go to public, for example, and that is what generally the website will be directed to by default, it does this, it messes up. Likewise, if I put something that's not there, it messes up. We don't want that to happen. Before, it actually used to just go to the home page if you couldn't find it, and I figured out the problem, and I'm just going to show you the solution. Obviously this will be uploaded to GitHub as well. And what it is, because we've added this sort of controller sort of naming convention, I should say, with our classes, and the biggest reason that was done is to sort of differentiate between the different classes. So if we go to for home, we have this because to prevent it from having any conflicts with any classes or classes that are anywhere else in the application. Actually, I'm thinking it's not the most elegant way of doing it. What else could I do? So we got controller, we got app. I'm trying to fit. Okay, what I'm gonna do is try something out. So we got all of these are called model, or they're called controller. Controller with namespace. See, that is the default one that should be run. Actually no, I think it should be public. So if I save that, refresh, doesn't like that either. So the controller, it should be controller underscore, should be a capital H. Refresh. Okay, why does it still not like it? Still trying to get it from the public section, which obviously isn't right. And let's do it like so. Okay, so that has fixed that problem, but again, I just would prefer a more elegant solution. So I just want to look at, if we go to our public, if we go to index, how are we setting this up? We do new Sonar App, and the new Sonar App is going to be, well, this. I think we could potentially get around this issue. We change the namespace for sort of our app stuff to something else. So if we change it to Sonar App, like so, that won't work anymore. But if we were to change that just within sort of like the app section, and then if we go to controller, if we change it here, let's just say if we get rid of all of this code, so we are just naming it as we were before. If we go to app, we can just do, I guess, public again. I think I can just get rid of this like so. Sonar App, controller, I need to do, okay, that's already the same has been done there. I need to get rid of that. And if I go to init, there shouldn't be any class in there. If I update it here, change that. Because I would rather have a namespace that is just for the app section, like almost like the configurations, or like the backend side of our framework. Not backend meaning it's like backend code or like a backend language, but just the sort of the foundation of it, because I do know engines and frameworks do have different namespaces, so it's not uncommon. So if I paste that, okay, we should be able to just, if we go back, this still shouldn't work, but now if I go to index, change that to Sonar App. Okay, so Sonar public not found. It can't find the public folder, it's saying. So if I go to, actually for example, if I were to go to home, Sonar home is still not found. And why is that? If I go to app, I'm going to do this instead. I think that's how it used to be, if method exists. Because again, we don't need the namespace part anymore. Oh yeah, and it wasn't technically, actually no, we may need it, I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Class home not found. What if we would put, okay, that still doesn't like it. And doesn't like public being the, ah, damn it, I refreshed brackets, which is not good, because I've lost all the code, like the redoing of the code. Well, if I need to like redo it, luckily it's on GitHub, but I've got that backup. But that is annoying, that is really annoying. Okay, we got controller home, so if we get rid of the controller part, we'll get rid of it here. Sonar home not found in app.h. Line 25. Okay, so if I go to the controller, home is here. The default method is index. If it's unable to find it, okay, that seems to have done something. So if I get rid of that, Sonar home not found, put a uppercase app, I mean put app in there. Okay, that is a good start, If we go to controller, this should be Sonar App as well. If we go to update details, and if is it, yeah, for jam, if I update this to the correct spelling, go update array to string conversion, it does not like it. In the controller, update controller, got app view, that's fine. The model. So the model is update. That's the view, but what's the actual model? If we go to home, update, okay. Call to function count on boolean. See, I'll try something else. Change pattern. I got something that I know that I've recently checked out. If I try and post comment is required. So he posts a comment. Refresh. Now let's just reload the page. It's here for dislike. I can like it. I can try and reply, but response is required. Reply. Can't reply anymore because that's the max nesting index. I can dislike this. I can favorite it. Why am I unable to like that now, or favorite it, I should say? PHP web framework, and the favorites over here. So if I click favorite, is that doing anything? No. Forum, favorites, update. You see, if I were to favorite that, it'll get rid of it, but it won't let me favorite again. This is like really weird. And where we got the model here. This is the model Sonar App. You know what? I'm going to get the latest version from GitHub, redo it. I may or may not touch this at the moment because we did have a fix for it. Might come back to this at a later date because again we did have a fix. It just wasn't as elegant as we would have liked it. It's not that the fix wasn't elegant. It's just the sort of the way it was set up wasn't very elegant. So if I open and find that, go to code, it was mainly just in apps that we did changes. It was in the other folder as on my file as well, the index file, which is in public, but that was just one change, which I can go and do that now myself. Go to applications, XAMPP, HT docs, PHP web framework, and then app. Stop. I'm actually going to just do it like this. Okay. So now, if we were to go to, for example, index, I need to change this so it's say Sonar, refresh, all good. Can't favorite it. Can like it. Still have this issue if I go on home. It's fine if I change if I go to update password. Okay, these seem to be lingering issues which aren't related to what we've just done. So uncaught error to member function on validate 178. Validate 178. Validate 178 is if check invalid member function count. Why is it invalid? It's not like you when I do this. It says uncaught error call to member function count on boolean. Apparently check is a boolean. Why is check a boolean? So if I do $check, I'm going to print this out. So print underscore R. Didn't print anything out. If I were to do echo here, but this, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be returning anything. I'm going to actually echo out the table name, make sure we're getting the correct table name. We're just getting array for the table name. Let's see what we're getting for ID. Is username, that's fine. Then $value. That seems fine. Let's just confirm it. Okay, for some reason, table name is getting messed up. So there should be an issue here. Unique. Okay, so dollar rule value, this is where it would be calling it. So if I were to just do, he was here, sorry. If I were to echo it out from here, scroll down, I don't want to echo out anything here. If I refresh, update, see, we just still get array. Dollar rule value. This is again slightly different. If it matches self colon matches dollar source. Maybe if I do dollars, I'm pretty sure we have used this functionality before. So why it isn't working now is just like really weird. But because it isn't, things need to be fixed. Legal offset type. Okay, let me go to where we actually have this functionality. So within views, home, user, update, it needs to be unique, and we're getting it from that apparently. If I do that and I refresh, update, so the correct one gets passed in now. But if I do it this way, it just passes in, it just passes something called array. So config get, let me actually have a look at the config file. Config is colon, that would be db config. Okay. Update users table. It's not in there. I moved it out. So if I go to update, that should be users. So if I go to change password, no, it's update password. Change password probably needs to be changed as well. Users, username already exists. If I do that, your details have been updated, blah 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 blah, update details. Okie dokie. Okay, user or exists, aka, you know, the user, it's your name. You could, you know, change the message, that's fine for now. I want to go to validate because there was nothing wrong with the validate class at all. It's outside of here. So I want to check if this is working for change password. So if I current password, why is it? I think it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Well, I don't know what it is. You know what? It's probably best if we, you know, test a bit of it out. So I'm going to register username. I'll put on password for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Password for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and the email address I'll just put contact@contact.com. I'm not a robot. Register. Save. Okay. So on the register page we had an issue, but I'm guessing it's the same issue as the other part. Register, register, register. Remember, it's users. That shouldn't have added that. So if I go to users, yeah, they didn't add it. So if I just type in Farhan, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Not a robot. Register. Email address already exists. If I just contact 2, register. I forgot to put the password in. Okay, I'm not a robot. Register. You've been registered. Please check your email for an activation email. So I'm just gonna, you know, manually activate it myself. Change that to 1. If I go to login now. Okay, so we have the correct details there. If I change the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, I want to change it to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. I'll just make sure, you know, that the checking still works. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Change. fine. So okay, so it changed it. That's all good. So apparently that was fine. Not reset password. Actually, do I need to get anything from here? Reset password. Am I getting anything? No. Change password. Am I getting any table name stuff? Nope. Verify the there's a method within the user. Okay, that's fine. Activate. So again, I just want to make sure everything's all good. It looks like I should be okay. Okay, so add user details. Finish sign up process. Oh, this is for, you know, the social login users. That should be users. So that's being updated and sorted out. And there was an issue. If I go to, let's say, a forum page and I click favorite, I can't favorite it. So if I go to forum, it's on a question, and when something is favorite question, I'm actually going to echo something out here just to make sure it's getting to this point. And if it is, then we can have a look. Okay, it's getting to that point. So something is going wrong. I'm going to echo out the $ID. 8 theme. Doesn't sound, that sounds okay. So let's go to favorite question. So if I go to favorite question, if we're going to here, forum favorites, I go to favorite, didn't do anything. I think it might be a user ID issue again. So if I go to forum, favorite question, $data ID, I wonder if it's because of that. I want to manually put in the number 5 just to see what happens. Something about this it doesn't like. I forgot. No, did I? I've got time. I put time edited in there because I was meant to put that in one of the other, like the forum questions, because we had the backend editing functionality. I accidentally added it to the forum favorites table, and I updated the code to reflect that. But then I remembered I wanted it in the forum questions table, so I deleted it from the forum favorites table. Forgot to update the code. Positive this will work now. Favorite. Yeah, that's all good. I was wondering why it wasn't working, because like the other one, like the user one, it had been a while since we had, you know, created users and we had done a bit of refactoring, you know, removing, changing the configs. But the other thing, that was the last thing that I did, and I was like, I have not touched this code, so what is going on here? So that's all good, which means I'm confident that if I were to go to in here, if I go to the trash and I need some folders in here, I really do need to actually, should I just be able to undo it? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so I might have to manually change all this myself again. So I'll manually change this myself again. So I think it'll work now, because we was having those other issues, but I thought they was to do with the namespace change, but they weren't. So let's just see if this works now. So if I update this here, the app needs to be updated. Is Sonar Home? That looks okay. This needs to be removed. For now, I'm gonna leave this as it is. That needs to be updated there. Controller, that needs to be updated here. I can get rid of this. I can replace this with this. And I need to update all the models. And now forum categories. Though this was going to be a blog video, or starting the blog, we've just been doing maintenance, but it's good. We need to fix these issues. Can't just let them linger. Some of the issues obviously were because of big changes, some of them were just lingered from, you know, just the last video. Okay, go to home, doesn't work, but if I go to index, change that to Sonar App, that works. If I get rid of that, that does not work. Ooh, I think it's just a namespace problem. Yep, there it is. Okay, if I go to home, for example, that's fine. If I go to commenting, for example, let's go to forum. If I were to go to an incorrect place, it'll just take me to home. That's good. Forum. If we go to general discussion, I should be able to post something here. Post it. It's the correct one. I can like it, I can dislike it, I can favorite it. Need to get rid of that as well. So if I go to not favorites question, get rid of the ID. I just want to make sure the functionality of this website is still working now that I've changed that namespace stuff. Yep, it's all good. Looks fantastic. So now if I go to, I just want to go to like update details. If I change this to Sonar F, and if I go to users, it's updated it. That's all good. So just by changing the namespace to Sonar App, we could change it later on, but I'm happy with that namespace for everything that's within this folder. Potentially even change this to, you know, Sonar classes, but then that's gonna require some major refactoring because like everywhere uses the namespace Sonar. So I'm happy with the classes being Sonar because that's what the developer really would use. And this, you do a bit in here, but you might create controller model. Though you'll create a view, the actual view won't be that link to everything else. Okay. Obviously you'll need to update this database name accordingly, but apart from that, all good. All good in the hood. No. User sessions table name is not in there. That is in users. If I go to classes, now if I go to, sorry, configs, if I go to users sessions table name, I just want to make sure I'm using the correct one. And the DB one should have the enable. That's all good. We're probably gonna get issues like this crop up that are going to linger by, that we just have not, well, predicted or, you know, figured out yet. And when we come across them, we'll fix them. It's gonna be one of those things. And I'm happy with that, calling that Sonar App, because again, you really wouldn't touch this file. You would only touch JavaScript, the images, the errors. That's some old stuff that's lingering, but I do plan on updating that. and well, the CSS. That's really all you'll be touching, everything, and the temp and everything outside of the public. So libs, what we got? Yeah, we got the hybrid auth, which was for the check-in, the Google reCAPTCHA. Hybrid auth, I mean, is social. Google reCAPTCHA is check-in, PHP Med is advanced mailing service framework. And now, okay, let's have a look how much time has passed. About 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. But at least we've got these bugs solved out, and I think that's a very important part. We can get on to doing the blog now. So let's go on to some blogs. So I'm just going to Google blogs, see what we get. The reason I want to go on to some blogs is just to see sort of, general convention, because at the end of the day, different blogs will have different features. Some blogs will be very simple, because at the end of the day, Medium is sort of like a blogging format now, and it's a very nice basic system. It's not as complex as what, let's say, WordPress allows you to do, because WordPress allows you to create a whole site. Medium allows you to create essentially a blog or something along those lines within their website. You don't host it or anything like that. They're not competing with each other at all. So we got a blog here. Let's just say, which one should I go on? It doesn't really matter. Let's go on this one. So we got our text, we got tags, we got topics, blogs. Oh, this is a pretty nice looking blog. The dawn.com blogs. So if I go to popular, seems to be an Asian blog. Let's go to tech. HMD to launch new Nokia phone. Let's go into the Amazon article. So they got a title. They've got a, like, when it was published. Then they got like the body of it. The comments, we already have a comment system. That's great. They got an email button. Could add that if we wanted to. We got like some social features. Let's have a look at some of the other ones. They generally similar title, and we don't really care too much about who's posting from, because the sort of blog we're talking about is if we go to, let me think of a website. What is a website that I might visit? If I go to, let's say, Microsoft blog, the official Microsoft blog. And it's not the best one, because at the end of the day they are quite big, so they do have different people. But a company that is just posting, well, posts about stuff, and you'll probably just be posted through them, doesn't matter who posts it. So we need a blogging platform. Okay, I've got to make some notes. So if I go to Sublime, so the table, we need a blog table, tables, and for this there'll be one called blog posts, blog comments, blog, depends on like what extra functionality you want to provide to this blog. Do you, because I think you'll take a lot of functionality from the forum, but do you provide liking features? I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna let the developer put social functionality if they want it. So we'll have blog comments. Let's have a look at what forum has again. The forum table section, forum categories. Yeah, we'll definitely need blog. Ooh, do we need blog categories? I'll put it here for now. Blog categories. Common likes, comments, we're not concerned about that. Sections and questions. Sections and questions. Questions is posts. Blog sections. Yeah, it depends on what sort of blog we're looking for, because at the end of the day we're not looking to create a whole blogging platform. I'm just trying to think. I think Snapchat may have a sort of blogging section that I'm looking for. So I've got Snapchat. If I go to scroll down, can't see anywhere where you say blog. I'll just Google it. Snapchat blog. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Snapchat has a blog. It has obviously the date stamp. They formatted it like that, very nice. They've got a title. They've got a description. They don't have any formatting on there by the looks of it. They got into a video as well, but they don't have like any bold formatting. They don't have any sort of lists or anything like that. But that's depending on them and the developer what they want. But that is it. It just says Team Snap, which is, you know, essentially who's posted it. On this one it does say Evan, obviously that'll be from Evan Spiegel, but really doesn't say, like, doesn't have a from what I can see, in a particular section for who posted it. That's just part of the body. So that's the reason I don't think we don't need sections and categories, because again, we're not creating a whole blogging platform, just having a blog within our website. Not that you can't use this framework to create a whole blogging platform, and, like, you know, stuff like the forums and the commenting system and the user system will really come in handy for that, but we're not creating that, because we might at a later date post it at 6 a.m. That's just, well, obviously the time, and obviously allows an image. What I might actually do, okay, so we got blog posts, blog comments, that's fine. For the comments, use default comment table format, which I'll just get from either the forum comments or the commenting table. For the blog posts, we will need an ID. Auto increment is going to be an int, that's going to auto increment, that's going to be primary. We're going to need a title. This is going to be a var char. It depends on how long we want to allow it. 32 characters. How long is 32 again? So if I do hello, this is a sentence, how long? So that's 32. So if I were to bump it up to about 64, again, the developer can change it however many they want. So it's a length of 64. We need a body, or should I call it? I'll just call it body. This will be text. We're gonna need timestamp, time edited, potential. I don't think we need time edited. So timestamp. Okay, so here comes the interesting bit. Depending on what sort of blog we have, because we got a blog on Sonar System website, which is very basic, and we're going to redesign this website as well. So if I go to blog, we got this sort of system, and just a bit of text, but we do have a image at the start of a lot. Well, like this is, yeah. So we have an image at the start of a lot of our posts. So what we'll do is have a section called feature image. And depending on what route we want to go down with this. Because if, let's say, it was just an image and not a video, because like in Snapchat they have a video as well. If I inspect this element, so we've got the video, and how are they? So after that one, so if I go to this one here, we're still using figure, then within that is the image. and within there we have an iframe. Depending on what route we want to go down, do we have a feature image section, then a feature video sort of column as well, and depending which ones, you know, we put them both there, or feature, what would it be, what would it be called? It's not a feature image, because you can have other stuff, featured media, featured media, highlight, featured highlight, post highlight, media post highlight, media highlight. I'm going to call it a media highlight, media feature, featured media, media. I'm just thinking which one would be better for the naming. Media feature, or featured media, and this I'm just going to put it as text. This will be encrypted, blah 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 blah. But this will store. This is an int 32. The featured media will store either an image, or actually you'll store whatever we want in there. Featured content. I'm gonna put featured content feature, featured content, post highlight, featured highlight. I'm gonna put highlight. That's it. Keep it simple. Highlight. It will take wherever you want. If you want to put an image there, you will have to put, you know, the img tag and then the sort of the URL to the image, the location. If you have a video, you'll have to put an iframe or however you're displaying it. So I think that's the way we're gonna go down. Yeah, I think so. Yep. So we got these blog tables. Let's see. I'll create both the tables today, so let me just do that now. Let me just rearrange this so I can see it a little better. If I go to new, call this blog with the posts, and don't need any more. I do need one more column. This is ID, it's auto increment, index is primary, and I need a title. This has to be a varchar of 64. We're going to need a highlight. And a highlight, a lot of time you could use if, let's say, you had your blog and it literally just had the title, then the sort of image, and maybe a bit of text, and then you could click on it and go to the full blog post. It just depends on, how much data you think you're going to have, because on this, clearly, they're just small blog posts. And I like that. I think for something like this, that's more than sufficient. So if I go back to this highlight, and this was text, this was body, this was also text, and then if I go to timestamp, this was an int 32, save. Okay, I need to go to, doesn't matter which comments I go to, forum comments. I need to export the table. I need to now open it up. I need to rename some stuff. So from forum comment, doesn't actually really matter. This is just a comment, so it doesn't matter if I change this here or not. But I'll change it anyway. It's a blog comments. I don't care about inserting stuff. Definitely don't. Forum blog comments. auto increment. Should I alter the table? I won't alter the table. Save that. Now I should just be able to go to my table, import, choose that file. So if we go to downloads, forum comments, go, blog comments, and yep, that's looking all good. Blog posts, obviously we don't have any at the moment, but we've got the actual tables created. So I'm just gonna sort of make a note of, let me just get rid of this. On the notes page, make a note of the sort of things that we're going to be working on in the next video. So we've got blog, H1, so we've got our unordered list. Don't know how many we're going to need, I'm just going to make a few and I'll add more after if I need this. So for blog, the first thing that we want to do is, obviously we need a blog class. The functionality we're adding up as we need it, as these other features require it. We'll create a blog view folder, blog view to see all of the files, see all of the blogs. We'll have a blog post page accessible only via admins. So before we even do that, what we want to do is have a user, not hierarchy, a user sort of roles. What is it called? User roles. MySQL user role. Is that the word I'm looking for? Privileges. So different privileges, different roles. A user, no, a different set of user privileges. Privileges, I'm not too sure how you spell it. Privileges. I spelled it correctly there, and I know it's different to this one. Privileges. So privileges, and we'll have user, which is just a default one that you create. We have an admin, we can add more later. Create table for user rights or user privileges, user privileges. Blog post page accessible only via admin. So when we would go on there, it would check, are you logged in, and are you logged in as an admin? If so, you can see it, and then this would allow us to, you know, post to the actual database itself. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll get on to this in the next video. I haven't done that much blog stuff in this one, just fixing stuff, but again, that is all good stuff, all good. So what I'm gonna do is just post this to GitHub. So I'm gonna sync it up so we got the latest code to make sure. I need to go to applications, XAMPP, htdocs, PHP web framework, app, oh actually I need to copy, no, is it just PHP web framework folder? Copy that, and I think it's the entirety of this because it's within a code folder. Go to here, open in Finder, get rid of this. I need to export the database schema. If we go to database, export, format, it does that, and now if we go to database schemas, overwrite. So that's good. I also fixed this. So it was less of a fix and more just getting rid of this because I didn't like this part of sort of constraining the developer to have to append this particular namespace, and if we was gonna do it, have it so it appended itself, but we've figured out a solution around it. Just use a different namespace, and that is all good. So to commit to this is day 16 blog, no, bug fixes, general maintenance, and blog part 1. I will call this as the blog part 1 because we discussed it, we've created some tables for it. Commit to master, sync. Okay, that's all synced now. Just confirm that it's all synced. If I go to PHP web framework, yep, I'm happy with that. Now we can, well, just end this video. As usual, if you have any questions, feel free to post them on our education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk, Twitter, Facebook, in the comments, directly message us, however you want. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave us a comment. If you want to help contribute towards this project, we encourage it because this is a framework made by the community for the community, and our goal is to create the best and ultimate web framework. Eventually it is going to stop being called PHP web framework and just be called something like web framework, because we're going to start eventually introducing a lot of front-end features to accelerate web development. So if you want to use the code, feel free. In the websites, obviously there'll be bugs in there, but we've got it in our products, and yeah, it's working great. If you want to contribute towards the code, feel free, commit, and we will look at the code. If you have any ideas, suggestions, different ways of doing things, want to add to the notes page or documentation, feel free, and we will really appreciate that. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I will see you in day 17.